Hi, I'm making this video because it's easier to tell you everything that's going on than to type it. First off, I found your website through a link from Sarah Will Be Skinny. I think that was her name. Anyways, this is where I'm at. I have been battling weight my entire life. First off, my name is Terry. I go by Discouraged, but my name is Terry. The reason I'm discouraged is I'm not going to put you through watching all my videos I've made. I'm just going to tell you straight up. So, back in 2005, I kept my weight pretty much at bay. You know, I went 250, 300, down to 200, and then, back up. But I never could keep the weight off, and I didn't eat a lot. So, I actually had a doctor tell me when I was 18 that I was the healthiest fat person he had ever seen because I don't have any of the comorbidities that most people at that time had. Okay. So back in 2005, I had a lot of gynecological problems and I almost bled to death. So she bedridden me, which is the worst thing that ever happened to me. Because in like a month, I put on 60 pounds and I was eating twice a day. Okay, I was totally bedridden and I was eating less than 1,000 calories a day and I put on 60 pounds. So I knew there was something wrong, but I never could get a doctor to do the test. So lo and behold, that rocked on until 2009, 2010, something like that. Finally, by this point, I was 598 pounds. So I went to a free clinic because I was too big to work and did not have health care. I was under the age of 65, so, they denied me Medicaid and food stamps and disability, and, it was just, I wasn't making it anywhere. So I went to this free clinic, and I sat down, and she asked me, well, what's wrong with you today? I said, well, there's only one thing that you can do for me, and there's only one thing that I want you to do for me. And she says, what's that? And I said, test my thyroid. And she's like, we've never had someone come in and say, test my thyroid. They all the time talking about they're too tired or, why should I test your thyroid? I said, look, lady, I've been inside this body for 30 years, 28 years, 29 years, anyway. I've been with this body my entire life. I'm nowhere near stupid. Please check my thyroid because you eat more than me and I gain weight just at the drop of it. I can look at something and get fat. And that's not even a joke, okay? So she tested my thyroid, and she come back, and she was like, well, sweetie, you're right. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, your thyroid's off. And I was like, well, by how much? Is it enough to give me medicine? She said, honey, it looks like your thyroid hadn't worked since you was 10 years old. She says, you don't even have metabolism. It doesn't even register. She says, so I'm pretty sure that everything you eat sticks to you. She says, so let me tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to give you some thyroid medicine, and can you walk? And I was like, yeah, I can walk. She's like, okay, well, I want you to walk, get a treadmill, walk around your house, do whatever. Just move. I was like, okay, well, let me ask you this. Can I take this medicine called Ally? It's a weight loss medicine. It blocks 50% of the fat that you eat. She's like, sure. Why not? It's not like it's going to hurt your metabolism. So I started taking the thyroid medicine and Ally. Within 9 months, I'd lost 135 pounds. excuse me, back up. I had lost 175 pounds. And when I hit the 100-pound mark, everything went downhill. My asthma started acting up, got to where I couldn't breathe. I was put in the hospital, and they come back and tell me that I have COPD, induced by weight, and asthma. Well, then I went to take a lung test, and the hospital dropped me. Well, let me fall. Whatever. I told her I couldn't get in the machine, and she said, yes, you can. And, well, let's just say me, her, and the machine hit the floor. Hurt my foot. Was in the hospital. Had to use a walker. Then it got to where I couldn't walk at all. So they said, well, your foot will heal, just use the walker. Okay, great. So I come home. I'm using a walker. Well, I'm in the bathroom, and I'm knocking on 200 pounds being lost, and my hip goes out. I hit the floor. Rush me to the emergency room. And she tells me, your small frame cannot handle the pull of the skin. So you're going to have to put on some weight. You're going to have to, put on about 30, 40 pounds to be able to walk. I was like, really? She's like, yep. I was like, can I put on like 5 pounds? And she's like, nope. Your body will not handle this weight loss. She said, and I doubt that even with 30 pounds you're going to be able to walk without a walker, because all my weight is center mass. It's all around my stomach area. And I was like, okay. So reluctantly, I gained the weight back. So I'm sitting at 463, 135 pounds lost. And she tells me, find a doctor, and I'll give you the medical necessity that you need. Great. So now I'm looking for a doctor that accepts Georgia Medicaid. Well, I find 2 in Atlanta. And the first one wants me to go to Atlanta. Well, I live off $698 a month, and $500 of that goes to rent. My light bill's $357. That leaves me $91. Oh, well, there's other bills that has to be paid too. So I move in with my mom. And then my dad loses his job. So I'm still putting out all my money each month. I have about $20 to my name after I pay the bills that I'm responsible for. So I don't have any way to get to Atlanta, which is 3 to 4 hours north of me. And I would have to take a Tahoe, which is a gas guzzler, to be able to go. Well, so that's just for a seminar. They won't waiver. So I switch gears and find another hospital. Well, their seminar's online. So I watch their seminar and do their little surveys and all this. I call, and they tell me, well, if you get a medical necessity letter from your doctor, your regular doctor, we'll set you up a consultation, and if you bring all the necessary documents stating that you've already, seen the psychologist, you've already done the nutritionist, you've already done the lung test, the sleep apnea test and all that. Bring all those with you, with your consultation, and we'll move forward. So I'm all giddy excited. There's a video about it. Call my doctor. Call the nurse, ask the doctor to fax the medical necessity letter. Well, I get home today and no go. My doctor will not put out that letter until I have the consultation and she confers with the doctor. So I'm stuck yet again. So I get online crying, can't breathe, and I do the one thing that I do, and that's research weight loss. Try to find other alternatives. Well, I stumbled across you guys. And I looked at your different chapters. I live in Georgia, a little redneck backwoods town. There's no chapters here, so this is my plea to you. I know that I would be covered with Medicaid for the gastric bypass. Because I don't think Georgia Medicaid covers gastric sleeve, which I wish they did, because I ain't too keen on the full gastric RMY, just because I'm already anemic. And that malnutrition is, I'm already there, so I don't want to, add more medical problems on top of the ones I've already got. So for me to get this paid, I have to have the gastric bypass, which I'm all game for. The lap band is not, it's not what I'm willing to have, because my hair is a mess. Because my body rejects foreign things anyway. So that's not even an option that would work for me, and it would be a waste of money. So I know that I would have the surgery covered, but not the one that I want. So I guess what I'm asking y'all is there any way that y'all could help me get to Atlanta to be able to see the surgeon? It would be the gas there and the gas back and a hotel room. Maybe not even the hotel room, because if I just go for the consultation, I can come back home, because it's only 4 hours. It's a full day, but I just need the gas to get there. So I don't know, people's talking about, well, have a bake sale. Great. If I had the money to buy the food to do a bake sale with, I could just put gas in the car and go. So I'm asking you guys to help me if necessary. You can contact me through my email, and I check it daily. So there it is. If you can help me, that's great. If not, then give me some more information, and maybe I can help start a chapter in Georgia. I don't know. I'm just looking. So thank you for your time, and sorry for rambling.